Hello and welcome to PowerCram. In this segment, we're going to talk about installing and configuring the AWS CLI on Windows, either Windows Server or Windows Workstation. We're going to install the latest version, version 2 of the CLI, which Amazon released earlier this year. We're just going to download the MSI installer. Since that takes a minute or two, I've already downloaded it. So once it's downloaded, you can just begin the installation and go through default settings, accept the license agreement, default location, and let it install. While that's installing in the background, let's go into Identity and Access Management and create a new user. So let's say you've created a new AWS account. You don't want, or new AWS account. You don't want to use your root user credentials for any kind of programmatic access because those are unrestricted, and if they become compromised, that's a problem. So what we'll do is create an admin type user that we can use for our day-to-day administration. And I want to grant this user at least programmatic access, which will give me this thing called an access key and a secret key, which are just the credentials that I will use whenever I issue a command through the command line tools. And likely I would also want to allow this user to be able to log into the console as well. Now, users don't have any permissions by default, and as a best practice, it's probably a good idea to create a group because after all, we'll likely want to give other users similar permissions, and we could just add them to the same administrators group. And we're going to select a default Amazon managed policy called administrator access that we will assign to that group, and now this user belongs to that group. I'm not going to tag it at this time. Hit review, everything looks good, so let's go ahead and create the user. This is the opportunity I'm going to have to be able to capture and utilize these API keys. Now, if this is for another user, I might opt to send an email, and then I never even get to see that secret key, which is probably a good thing. I could also download this CSV file. I've just copied the key into my clipboard, so now that the installer has finished, I can go into PowerShell and set this up. Well, let's first verify, A, that we've installed the AWS tools, and that we have at least version 2. So run AWS-version. We can see that we have version 2.0.56, which is the latest version as of today. If I run AWS configure, now it will take me through just a little simple wizard where I can paste my access key. Let me capture my secret key, paste that in as well after hitting enter, of course. Where does that key end? After XP6. Got a little excited with my copy and pasting. There we go. Paste my secret key in there. Now, as you can, it doesn't show up in there, but I'm operating in this account currently in the Ohio region, which is also known as US East-2. I'll set that as my default region, so when I run commands like give me a listing of my EC2 instances, for example. The default output is JSON. If you're okay with that, go ahead and hit enter here. If you want it to be different, you could use either text output or tab output, table output, which gives you tabular output. That's it. You've got it set up. It's ready to go. Now, one of the things that happened, if I do a directory listing, you'll see this .aws directory. And in that directory, there are two files. One, your credentials file. The other one is a config file. These will be utilized within your user account every time you perform some action. So if I go into my users directory, and I'm just logged in as administrator on this computer, .aws, for example, look at the credentials file, it will show that access key and secret key, which I have just entered. So if I rotate these keys, I can either go in and edit this file or run through AWS configure again. And if I look at the config file, it'll show that that is set as my default region as US East 2. Now, what commands can we run? Well, let's do something like get a listing of my EC2 instances or my S3 buckets. So if we run the AWS command line tool, S3 LS, for example, I can get a listing of S3 buckets, which I only currently have one. If I run AWS EC2 describe instances, and I currently only have one instance, the one that I'm running from now, And again, this gives me JSON format. Let's say I don't like that and I want to have the output be table to get a little different view that's maybe a little bit easier to read of this output. And so, well, that's actually not easier to read this time. Or you could do output as text to get a little different view depending on what you're looking for. All right, that's it. Go out, install the AWS command line tools, get it set up, and start using it.